Hey, everybody. Welcome to day two of my 30-day self care challenge. So, yesterday we talked about starting a worry box to help decrease worries and stress and increase our ability to focus on the things that we can change in our lives. So, if you're wondering, more about that and if that might be something that could work well for you, feel free to check out my video from yesterday, which was day one. And here we are on day two, September 2nd, 2022. If you would like to follow along with me and try a new self care activity each day, or if you'd like to have the full list to choose from some self care activities, then feel free to join my mailing list and get the free printable which has 30 self care ideas and tracker, and it has a place for you to take notes and to state your goals for the month. So I find it to be helpful. So I'm hoping that you would too. So feel free. You can find that on my website, which is solutions.com. See, oh, I did. So you should see that on the screen shortly if it works. There it is, mindfuledgesolutions.com. If you go there, you can sign up for my mailing list and get that free printable. And so I hope you'll come back here or at least watch the replays. And you can catch me weekdays at 12:30. I might surprise you and do one here and there on the weekends, but I know for sure that I can do weekdays at 12:30 for the month of September. So September is Self-Care Awareness Month. So great time to remind myself as well as everyone else to make self-care a priority for you, and to remember that there's no right or wrong way to do it as long as you are taking care of yourself. Okay. If you want to share um, kind of your progress with us here, you can share it in the comments, or you can send me a message um, on Facebook or Instagram, or you can email me. You can find all that information on my website. So today's tip is to read 10 minutes before bed. I want to share with you a few reasons why reading before bed can help improve your mental health, and offer you a few suggestions on how to best do this. So, one reason why reading before bed for just 10 minutes is good for us. Let's see, number one is reading is a form of mindfulness. So many of us are multitasking each and every day. We're parents, we're entrepreneurs, we're working, we're in school, we're serving at our church. We got friends, we got family, we got spouses, we got all these things going on. Um, we got our social life. And so we tend to be multitasking quite a bit. So multitasking actually puts a heavy cognitive load on our brains. So you're putting a lot of work there. So we often experience greater brain fog when we're multitasking too much, difficulty concentrating, and sometimes irritability. So when we settle down into a book, you are brought to the here and now. You're not focusing on all these things going on around you that might be stressful, or trying to plan different things, because that usually isn't allowing you to be present. It's causing you to, what's next? So what do I do here? And what's coming? Or did I do that thing right in the past? It's causing you to be everywhere except for in the present. So when we settle down to a book, it helps us to bring us to that moment, that specific moment where you are only focused on reading that book and ingesting that content. That is the premise of mindfulness. It's the state of being present in the current moment. That's it. There are thousands of ways to practice mindfulness, and reading can be a form of mindfulness, and that can help with stress. It can help us to focus better, things of that nature. So, the second reason why reading before bed could be helpful is because it can help improve our emotional intelligence. So, there's an article from CNN Health that quotes a cognitive psychology professor emeritus at the University of Toronto, who stated that people who read fiction may understand people better than others. Reading helps us to also step into another world, but mainly it gives us a different perspective. And that can help open up our minds to endless possibilities and various realities. And so when we allow ourselves to read more, various topics, it can actually help us to have empathy for other people, to have better understanding of other people because we are not so stuck in our heads. Like I said before, multitasking and what's going on in my world is where a lot of us spend most of our life and most of our days. So, reading can help us get out of that, which then helps us to learn more about the world and the people around us, which is really important because we need to stay connected. And in order to be connected with people, we have to be willing to understand them. A third reason that reading before bed can be helpful, also reading in general, is that reading has many cognitive benefits. Not only has reading been shown to improve your sleep, which is another good reason to read before bed, but readers are also shown to have improved concentration and demonstrate greater memory retention. It's also known to help sharpen your ability to recall information. Even better, if you're like me, I'm the type of person I do like a physical book, right? And I'm the person that's going to mess that book all the way up. There are some people you can have your preferences. There's nothing wrong with the way that you read a book, okay? But there's a benefit to people who read books like me. I will highlight, I will underline, I will write notes, I will ask myself questions. Ask yourself anything. um, that's my hashtag for Thursdays, for Thoughtful Thursdays. But I will mark up my book, right? So there's research that says that it's even better when we're doing all these things, we're marking up our books, writing in the margins, asking ourselves questions, reflection. This can help deepen our critical thinking skills. So in a sense, it kind of helps us to not only to function better, it can help us to be a little bit smarter, to be a little bit quicker on our feet with making decisions and getting things done. So that multitasking that is going to happen tends to happen um, more of our time during our day. We can actually do better at those things if we learn how to stop and take care of ourselves by practicing self care activities, such as a simple thing for some of us, maybe not all of us, but reading 10 minutes before bed each night. That's crazy. That alone can help us to do better in all these other areas in our life. And that's what self-care is. I mentioned yesterday that self-care is the best way to help us to maintain and attain good mental health. Everyone needs to take care of their mental health, just like you need to take care of your physical health. And it's very interesting that if you actually take time to step away from all of the things that you find to be so important in life and take care of yourself, right? That it actually will allow you to function better in that world that you believe is more important than taking care of you. Craziness. Um, Reading can not only help make life more worth living for some, get this, it is associated with living longer. Reading, reading, it's on the paper, is associated with living longer. There's one study found that older adults who regularly read books had a 20% reduction in mortality compared to those who did not read at all. That's crazy. So, reading can provide an escape or an opportunity for meaningful contemplation. So, these are all the reasons why reading in general is really helpful for our mental health, but also why it can be even more beneficial for us if we read just 10 minutes before we go to bed each night. So, here's how best to read before going to bed. There's research that says that blue light, I know many of you have probably heard about this, blue light from screens not only shortens our overall sleep time, but it can also interfere with the production of melatonin. So I don't know if many of you guys know that our body actually naturally produces melatonin. So when we have to take it, it's because we are depleted of melatonin. So the blue light that we get from our screens, from our tablets, our phones, laptops, it can interfere with the production of that melatonin. And what melatonin does is a hormone that's really key in regulating our body clock. And our body clock tends to regulate between the wake and sleep cycle at night. When melatonin production is thrown off, we're likely to experience restless sleep, and found that at headspace.com. Really great resource of sleep meditations for you to kind of check out. Um, Try reading or rereading passages from maybe a motivational book, spiritual, religious books, anything that's positive, uplifting, and may have shorter chapters. If you're reading something that is a page turner, as they say, you may not go to bed, and that kind of defeats the purpose. So reading something like that or rereading something that is positive, that's uplifting, that has shorter chapters for you, can help you to put it down after that 10 minutes, or you might do 20 or 30 minutes before going to bed. But remembering that, the goal is to go to bed eventually. So if you want to read some of those page turners, you might want to do that more so during the day. Another way to do this is for the busy people who don't want to lose any more time and don't want to lose any more sleep. I can relate. Set a timer. If you're like, I don't have 10 minutes, 10 minutes is too long, you can do it. You can do it. Set a timer on your phone. I have a phone that when I set my timer and I go into a different app, it'll still show up on my phone. Or, like I said before, if you choose not to use a phone, which is the better way to read before going to bed, then you can just have the phone next to you and it'll go off and you'll know 10 minutes is up. And then you can put the book down, turn your phone over, go to sleep. So, again, I hope these tips were helpful for you. If you like this, if you tried this tip out, or if you tried the worry box tip out from yesterday, or any other tip from this 30-day challenge, let us know how you liked it. Let us know how it worked for you, or if it didn't work. And that's totally fine. I said yesterday that you can tweak these activities to best suit your preferences. And your lifestyle right now. You do what works for you. There is no right or wrong way of doing self care as long as you are taking care of yourself. So visit my website, mindfuledgesolutions.com, to get the free 30-day self care printable for just joining my mailing list. And I'm not going to bug you, I promise you. Okay. My goal is just to send out a newsletter once a month. Okay. Um, so meet us here again. I will be going live on Monday, which is Labor Day. I know it won't be long, but meet me again on Monday at 12:30, and or you can just catch the replay, which is completely fine with me. And like I said, I might show my face this weekend. We'll see. But if not, catch me again Monday through Friday next week at 12:30. So hope you all have a great day, a great holiday weekend. And I want to encourage you to stay